Welcome to Reread. I have 3 short stories to go over with you today. The first one is from Star Wars Tales number 6. It's called The Hidden. This one's not bad because there's not much dialogue in it. Basically, a probe droid gets sent to Dagobah because, the Empire's looking for the secret rebel base, and it encounters Yoda. It's moving in because it thinks it sees Yoda, and then suddenly Yoda moves his hand out like this, and his lightsaber slashes through it. But all the Imperials see is a lightning strike, they think. And they're thinking, well, no, we won't. There's been so many false alarms. Let's not alert Darth Vader. Just like they were thinking on Hoth. They thought, oh, false alarm, we won't alert Vader. So it looks like the Imperials are just doing scattershot and just trying to shoot probes everywhere, which we know they were. And I buy that. It makes sense. Do we need a story about it? No, not really. But that's Star Wars Tales. Telling you stories you don't care about. The next one is from these next two are from the Star Wars Adventures Comic Digest series. The first one is Princess Leia and the Royal Ransom. Leia has some Imperial codes, and she and Han are on the run to deliver them to the Rebel Alliance in time. But they encounter some of Han's old quote-unquote friends. They're a bunch of scoundrels who have kidnapped the princess. And she's, hot cargo, so they let her, they fool Han Solo into taking her on as cargo. He doesn't know it's a princess till they, take off in the Falcon. And he can't return her back because Leia has some time-sensitive information she needs to get to the Rebel Alliance. So they have to take her with them. Well, the scoundrels realize that they should not have kidnapped her because her governor father is a friend of Rey's. Rey's is from the Star Wars Rebellion comic book. I totally forgot about this connection. He's like from the X-Men, he's like Mojo. He's got this mechanical spider-like bottom half. And so he hires the same scoundrel. He doesn't realize these mercenaries have stolen the princess, but he hires them to find out who stole the princess, kill them, and save the princess. They're like, oh no, we're in trouble now, gulp. Rey's is after us. Anyway, Han Solo and Leia are bickering like they always do, and this other princess is so dainty and light and doesn't want to step in mud and asks Han Solo to help her over the mud. And Princess Leia makes a joke like, is she princess enough for you? Well, they go on an adventure together where eventually they're going to thwart. There's a bounty hunter that's going after the princess too because they thwart him. I don't know if I wrote his name down here, but they take out the bounty hunter and Rey's encounters. Everyone comes together at the end where Rey's discovers that the mercenaries that he hired were the ones that kidnapped the princess. So they're going to be in trouble. He's going to deal with them. Meanwhile, the governor's so happy that he says, "Hey, Han, I have a reward for you, Mr. Captain Solo. That my daughter's hand in marriage." And Han goes, "Whoop, wait, let's go to the Falcon, Chewie." And they run off. And then Princess Leia goes, "What, was she not, princess material enough for you?" And Han yelled as he was running off to the Falcon, "Sorry, Chief, I ain't the marrying type. I ain't the husband type." And he tries to make a pass at Princess Leia and the Millennium Falcon, and Leia goes, "Yeah, she's like, well, I would dine with you, Captain, but I hear you're not the husband type," or whatever. And Chewbacca's laughing. It's all right. I mean, it's okay. The next one from Star Wars Adventures is called Boba Fett and the Ship of Fear. 2 brothers get left for dead by Boba Fett, but when Boba Fett goes to his next mission he's trying to find this derelict ship, suddenly the brothers are there and they've laid a trap for him and they capture him. That's the one part I don't know. He left them stranded, next to a burning land speeder, and suddenly they have the drop on him on the ship that he went straight to. That's the one thing I don't understand. I mean, they said they overheard as he was walking away where he was going, so they explained why they knew where he was going, but how they did that, it's never explained to us. Meanwhile, there's a bunch of these like alien spiders that are crawling all over the ship, and the 2 brothers can't fend them off by themselves. So they need Boba Fett to help them. So let Boba Fett go, give him a blaster that is genetically coded not to be fired at the 2 brothers, which Boba Fett immediately, as he grabs the blaster, starts firing at him, and it goes click, 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 and said, "Hey, what are you doing?" He went, "Just had to be sure you weren't lying to me." So Boba Fett starts blasting spiders with the rest of them. The brothers are there to find an orb that they've always wanted, they've been looking for. They're like treasure seekers. But when they get to the throne room, there's already a thief who's kind of in a disguise. He's got like a fake spider strapped on his back, so it looks like a spider's crawling around. And he's going for the orb. He's trying to get the orb. And he's beat them to it. And so the brothers are, cause a havoc and really rile up the spiders, because once the orb is taken from its place, the spiders go crazy and they want to kill everyone, kill them, because they're protecting the orb. The spiders are protecting the orb. Well, Boba Fett decides, screw this. This isn't worth it. So he kind of throws it down into a pit where all the spiders chase after it. And the brother's like, no, that orb is priceless. And he goes, it ain't worth my life, is what Boba Fett says. But the brother just jumps down into the canyon, firing, guns a-blazing, because he's going to go get that orb. And the other brother is distraught. He's like, no, my brother, he's all I have to live for. And then he jumps into the canyon too, guns a-blazing as he's flying down there. And the other treasure hunter, who was there before the brothers, turns to Boba Fett and goes, I'll give you $50,000 if you can get me out of here alive, because the whole ship is about to explode. He goes, I was thinking more like 100. He goes, fine, 100,000. So Boba Fett takes him into they escape into the Slave One, blast off. He transfers the money to Boba Fett and goes, I'm broke, but just like you, I value my life more than money. And he goes, well, Fett, he said, I guess this trip was it wasn't a total waste for you, right? At least you got my 100,000. Because, he thought Fett was after the orb. And Fett goes, I wasn't after the orb. I'm not after treasure. He went, I was after you. Quite a nice bounty on your head. He's like, what? Wait, you mean you would have saved me for free? He went, yes, but I appreciate the tip. And they fly off together. The real reason Boba Fett went after him is because he was worth a lot of money as a bounty. It's a fun little story. These Star Wars Adventures Comic Digest are fun, and they do have a lot of pages in there, so they are worth the read. All right, folks, that's it for now. See you next time.